Hey guys, so this week I've been playing Red Faction Armageddon. It's the sequel to Red Faction Guerrilla and all the other Red Faction games. Only this one's not a big open world where you're a terrorist. This one's more of a corridor shooter with destruction. Is that any good? Does changing sort of the location and the themes of it, ruin it? Does it make it better? Who knows? I know because I played it. So here's my opinion of Red Faction Armageddon. The Red Faction games always take place on Mars, and this game is no different from any of the others. The game takes place about 2 or 3 generations after the events of Red Faction Guerrilla. In this particular game, you play as...
You play as Daniel Quaid and you got to get your ass to Mars!
No, stop it. None of that. In this game, you play Darius Mason, who's a descendant of, all the other Masons in the past games. And because of your inability to defend the terraformer at the start of the game, Mars, at least the surface, is pretty much inhospitable, and everyone lives underground now. A couple of years pass of you living underground with everyone else, and things are alright, but they could be a lot better. People seem to be scraping by, living in mine shafts and shanty towns and all that stuff.
Corrigan, give these people air!
Seriously, this is like the easiest joke you could make. It's not even funny. Ugh. Anyways, Darius gets hired to go to some mine shaft and smash some ancient ruins, and hey, look at these, all these little bug aliens that, well, I guess they're not aliens because they're from Mars and we're the aliens, but all these bugs show up and start killing people. Darius feels kind of responsible for not only making the surface of Mars inhospitable, but unleashing a horde of these giant bugs that are going around killing all humans and stuff. As a result, the rest of the game spent going down various corridors and driving mechs and all kinds of crazy stuff in an attempt to find the source of these bugs and try and stop them from, killing everybody. While you're at it, this crazy cult of people are trying to use the bugs, I guess, to take over Mars or something. I don't really know. The story's not really as compelling as Red Faction Guerrilla with its, hey, you're a terrorist/freedom fighter trying to destroy the occupying force. But it's a pretty good solid sci-fi, fighting giant bug monsters story. The combat and the controls feel pretty much the same as they did in Red Faction Guerrilla. The only difference is this time it's more centered around shooting people and bugs and aliens and stuff like that, and not about destroying buildings. This being a Red Faction game, it comes with all kinds of crazy weapons. It has your standard, machine gun and pistols and shotguns and stuff, as well as rocket launchers, but it also has, the singularity thing, which is a black hole, and just all kinds of crazy new destruction tools. And the destruction actually does play into the combat, because you can knock things down onto people, you can drag people into things, and just use the environment to attack people. But because it's a corridor shooter, and sometimes you need to walk up those stairs you just destroyed, you get the Nanoforge, which gives you the ability to basically rebuild anything you've destroyed. So if a set of stairs is gone, you just, hit the bumper and you rebuild it, or if you need some cover real fast, you can rebuild those crates that just got blown up. The enemies themselves are pretty interesting as well. They start out with, just fighting dudes, and then you're fighting, creepy crawly aliens, and then aliens that shoot stuff, and then big, tough aliens, and there's, variations in that. And what's interesting is, although, certain monsters have specific weaknesses, you can really use whatever you want to destroy them. And all of this is transferred into the multiplayer. All the kind of weapons and unlocks that you can get in the game, you can also get in multiplayer. And the multiplayer isn't just capture the flag or deathmatch, it's all a cooperative sort of horde mode. You and 3 other people are in an area and you have an objective, either defend something or survive or just kill all the things that come at you, and just waves after waves of these monsters keep coming and you get to destroy them. The game's combat and vehicles and weird weapons and all that stuff packed in with this kind of interesting story offer a really interesting package. It doesn't have the most in-depth characters or story, but it is compelling to watch Darius go from, just fighting terrorist people to, fighting alien bugs to
having sex with the chick with the 3 boobs.
No, that's not in the game.
And then you gotta stick the probe up your nose to get the tracking thing out.
That's not in there.
Then you got to turn on the machine to make it air breathable.
I'm telling you, oh, actually, no, that's kinda does happen.
Then you get to have sex with Sharon Stone.
God damn it. Red Faction's not all that terrible game. It's a pretty average game, It's an average third-person shooter with a really interesting destruction mechanic. I don't think it's as compelling as Guerrilla was to me, and the sort of corridor thing, it's all right. It's okay. It's pretty good. It's got decent multiplayer. a really decent single-player campaign that's a decent amount of length. You know, it's a pretty decent game. If you pick this up, you won't, you know, if you're into it, you won't be disappointed. You get a lot for your money. So it's not terrible, it's not great, it's kind of in the middle, which is fine. It's good. It's a passable game. It's a pretty good game that I don't think is for everyone. I don't think it's gonna blow anyone's mind, but if you got it, you wouldn't be disappointed with it.